Little Hercules. Show me muscle again. Oh, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
What Hollywood and woke media always say there's no political agenda when they're doing these movies or TV shows. They're saying that because they changed the race or they changed the color of a character, there's no political agenda to that. They call you racist, bigot, misogynist. They call you everything in their book, because we all know they got a book of names and they'll pick a word and they'll label you that. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, because not too long ago, I believe it was from The Direct or some other website, these supposedly journalists, and I believe IGN also covered it, where The Last of Us. Now, let me put this out here. I don't care if there's trans characters. I don't care if there's gay storylines, if there's gay characters. I would prefer, if you're gonna do an adaptation of a video game or of a comic book, stick to the damn source, okay? Now, The Last of Us, when it first got announced, we all started thinking, okay, what are they gonna do? I can guarantee you, nobody was looking at, oh yeah, they're gonna go with a white character, with a white actor, and keep it close to the material. Nobody thought that. Anybody who came on YouTube or wherever and said, oh yeah, they're gonna be close to the source, they're gonna be so accurate to the source. No. We all knew something was gonna happen. And guess what happened? Joe went from being a white Caucasian character that was beloved by black people, Mexicans, white people, Asians, was beloved by all of the races in the video game. Same thing with Ellie. Same thing with the first game. Every character, everybody loved every character. I believe even the bad ones that you were fighting against. But we know there is political agendas out there. We all know this. Now, when they first announced Joe being played by Pedro Pascal, I believe that's his last name. This is the same guy that's playing the Mandalorian. No issue with him playing the Mandalorian, because it's supposedly like a new take on Star Wars. I have no issue with that. And especially because I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I thought season 1 was great. He doesn't do that much. All he does is talk. That's it. He's not the guy in the damn suit. That's some other guy. That's a stunt double doing all that, and Pedro just does the voice. And then occasionally he'll take off the mask, which makes no sense. If your whole, whatever the religion, the way, the tradition goes, you taking off your mask is considered like a big no-no. This man's breaking that law multiple times. But I believe it's very political. They're using that as a political way, but maybe that's just me reaching. But okay, so when they first announced that Joe was being played by Pedro Pascal, I said, he's a great actor. Well, maybe not a great actor. He's not a Denzel Washington or anything like that, but he's a good actor that I could be like, okay, but he's not Joe. That's not Joe. That's not Joe. And his acting in the show hasn't been great. It hasn't. Now, why am I saying he's not Joe? Well, because he doesn't look like Joe. He doesn't look like Joe. his race isn't Joe. But here's the crazy thing. Supposedly, Pedro wasn't the first choice. They were actually gonna put, I believe his name is Marshall Ali, something like that. He's the new Blade actor. I believe Marshall Ali or something. Marshall Ali. I don't know what exactly his name is, but he's supposed to be like the next big actor. He's right now supposedly working on Blade, which we all know it's been a disaster. But they were gonna put a black man to play a white character. Take a minute and think about that. They're saying there's no political agenda. If there's no political agenda, why did you remove Joe from being white? Why were you gonna put a black man to play Joe? Why were you gonna put a Hispanic, a Latin actor to play Joe? Because we all know Pedro has I believe he's like half something Latin, Spaniard, something Latin like that. If you're telling me there's no political agenda, why were you thinking of putting a black man to play a white character? Make it make sense. We all talk about how there's racism. Well, guess what? There are racism still. Yes. Nobody is denying that. But there's also racism against white people. You don't want to admit that there is because it doesn't fit the political agenda. April O'Neil, we all know the backlash at that, right? We all know that. She was supposed to be Asian at first, but then they decided to go with a Caucasian woman, a white woman. Just because she has the name of April, I believe it was the wife of, or ex-wife of the co-creator, Kevin Eastman. There's your crazy leftists think that she was a black woman. She was a black woman. Just because you take the name. What? That makes no sense. Now, this whole Joe thing, I've always said this show is utter trash because it's not like the game. I understand you can't have bang, bang, shooting just like in the game. I understand that. But you can find ways of how to move around from it. Now, in the game, we all remember that they were going to try to get guns, right? Well, then they changed it where it's batteries. They're trying to get a battery because they're trying to get away, right? Something like that. Then they made this whole thing where Joe is supposed to be like in love with Tez. In the video game, maybe I never saw it like that. But as far as I know, they were never together. They never had any kind of relationship like that. It was more of business. But look, this whole thing with the Last of Us and Pedro being chosen to play a white character, or that they were thinking of putting a black man to play a white character, is very, very interesting, because the woke media, the woke Hollywood, say there's no political agenda. Yet, every time, there's always political agenda. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, And I'll catch you guys next time.